Hey everyone, welcome back to Model Railway Fantasia. So I'm going to bring you up to date in this video. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs and I'm going to show you a few bits and pieces, and I'm going to show you how I kind of achieved the weathering on them rocks. That's for Stockton Model Railway, who asked in the comments on the last video. Before I get into it, just want to let you guys know that on the 20th of August, I'm going to the Cardiff Model Railway Show. I don't get out too much, so I'm looking forward to that. So if you are going to Cardiff on the 20th of August, which is the day after my birthday, hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and look out for you, or you can look out for me, or whatever. And I'm going to be meeting Martin from WWS there. And hopefully I can meet a few other guys. I wanted Alan from Dragon Junction to go, but he said it's a little bit too far for him, but because I know he's up in North Wales. But yeah, if you are going, Saturday the 20th of August. The other thing I wanted to do was just a quick hello really to Paul Bottrell. He's been a subscriber for a really long time. And yeah, sorry to hear about obviously what you said in your comment in the last video. And model railways is a good way of taking your mind off just real life shit, basically. So, hopefully you can get your model railway mojo back. And yeah, just really sorry to hear about that. So let's get into the video, and let's just bring you up to date, really. So as you can see, I've got a sort of canoe sort of just placed down there at the front. I've got the sort of riverbed done. I'll show you what I've used in a second. I'll place you down and just grab a bag. Just bear with me a second. It's quite difficult to do all sort of one-handed. So as I said in the start of the video, I will do a little bit of weathering on the rocks just to show you how I've sort of got to that stage. But first of all, you guys may have not considered these, but Geek Gaming, I really like the scatters from there. There's one called, excuse me, Forest Path, which I thought was really good to use. I've got this one here, which is a sort of brown foamy one. There's also a sawdust one, which I used for the riverbed. The sawdust one was really neat, actually, and same as the Forest Path. And obviously I chucked down some pebbles on the top. I've got some greenery there, so once the resin goes over the greenery and that, hopefully that will sort of shine through. You can see the waterfall in the back. It's kind of my first attempt. The splashes at the bottom I should do once the resin's in place. This is a Woodland Scenics one. It's very simple to use. It's just get some baking paper or greaseproof paper, put a couple of beads down, use a cotton bud, spread it around, and then sort of you can use the cotton bud to, if you just bear with me a second, hopefully you can see it on camera, but you can, it's not quite attached at the moment, and this is my first attempt, but you can see the ripples that I sort of, you can use even in the end of a brush just to, just to make the ripples. It's not quite dry at the top here, because once it's dry, it'll be, it's clear, see-through. And I've got another one I've just made up. It's just bear with me a second. Hopefully you can see it's still white, so it's still sort of drying off. Hopefully you can see the ripples and that, and once it's dry, you'll see that once it's dry, the ripples and stuff. So I might use that second one. I need to sort of, I've got a little bit of edge trimming just to do here, but it looks quite effective. I don't, you know, I'd love to have just like literally loads of waterfalls all over the house and stuff, but it's just that, you know, I don't want to go over the top with it. So I'm just going to bring you up to date with the scenery to start with. So I've done a mixture, as always, summer, like the bracken there, you know, that's shot brought, and I'd like you to, if you know, if possible, is to once this video is finished, is to put in your search engine the model tree shop. I have it, yeah, a long time ago actually, given them a shout out. Then, you know, the trees are just like really excellent and stuff. You got all different sizes and colours and variations and different types of trees, and obviously lots of different types of shrubbery. I bought a sheet of bracken predominantly for, as I said, for this river, because that'll get covered again, you know, with resin, and hopefully that'll sort of pop through the resin and you'll be able to see that. I've got, you know, lots of different colour variations, and mainly I use the Geek Gaming sawdust for the riverbed, and put a few pebbles here and there and some greenery. You know, there's lots of different shades. That's why I use, you know, stuff from lots of different companies. You know, predominantly it is, well, all my static grass comes from WWS. So I wouldn't use anybody else's. I've been there, done that, and made the mistake. But you can see all the different colours, and, you know, because nothing's just one colour in this planet, is it, you know? So just trying to give you an overview of everything. The top lake's all ready. The bridges haven't arrived just yet. It's a bit of a pain, so I had to crack on with that. I've been working on this like non-stop. Over in the corner, that's one of my homemade bushes. You've got some shop brought ones there. There's another one of my homemade bushes, and you can see the forest path. That was, I said, from Geek Gaming. Really good scatters actually from Geek Gaming. And you'll see if I can just angle the camera a little bit. I've started to put a little bit of static grass down. It's looking really nice. It's right, you know. I'm like Luke Towan without the fingers. Not even close. But, you know, given the fact that I haven't got any fingers and stuff, and you know, sort of health issues and that, I don't think I've done too bad a job, to be honest. You know, some people do expect quite a lot from me. I don't know why, but you know, I've been quite adventurous with this whole corner, and there's a lot more to come. You know, I've got all the figures to put on, got all the trees to you know, put on. Like I said, I've got the 2 bridges to get in place and tie all the scenery off. But it's looking really, you know, I'm pretty stoked how it's turned out so far. And I will show you the weathering on the rocks. I know Stockton Model, you know, obviously asked how I achieved it, and I want to do a little bit on camera. But I've mainly just sort of just cracked on with it, really. But yeah, I've got a lot of figures and stuff to come. I think that's quite cool with the canoe just there. It was a second-hand thing that I saw on eBay. But yeah, overall it's looking really good. You know, like the beach, and then it sort of goes into sort of a more sort of sediment type, you know, where the water will be, you know, all the crap sort of down at the bottom and that. I'm really looking forward to the water pour on this. You can see there I've got some, you know, like where the rocks have just sort of broken away from the, you know, rock face, the boulders and stuff, and they've just sort of kind of just fallen down and just sort of laying there. And like I said, the river, I'm just going to pop the camera down a second. I'm just going to grab my tip of my paintbrush, because I just want to show you where the water level will actually come up to. So just bear with me. The water level is going to be sort of all the way up here, all the way along. I've got some marsh tubs coming from WWS. It's going to go all the way out there, you know, it's lots of sort of greenery sort of in these, poked in the rocks. It just all enhances the scene, you know, different colours and all the rest of it. But it's going to be quite a high water level, so I'm probably going to have to do it in 2 pours. But what I'll do, I'm just going to put you on pause, and I'm just going to do a little bit of weathering on the rock just to show you how I did it, really. So predominantly, I sprayed the whole, you know, once I got the rocks glued in, I filled it in with sculptor mold, the gaps that there was. Then I used a grey primer spray. Any grey primer spray would be fine. And then I used, yeah, all powders are pretty much, you know, the same, but I used these 2 greys predominantly, dabbed on the powders onto the rock face just to get the different shades of grey. And then I've used pretty much washes, which, you know, for this type of thing is really, really, really good, because, you know, because it's got all crevices and everything. And I'm just gonna, hopefully you'll see all this on camera. I'm just gonna, because my missus said it needed a bit more green, but again, I'm just dabbing on basically this dark green wash. Now, depending on obviously, you know, what shade you want it and stuff, what I've got a tin of thinners, just as you can see just here. And then I just literally just start dabbing the thinners. So, you know, the paint actually starts dribbling into the, you can see it running into the crevices. Gives a really good, I use more of a dabbing motion on this sort of type of thing, because it's, so like I say, I just want the paint itself just to run. And as you're dabbing the thinners on, you can see, you know, some of the grey actually coming back through. And obviously any powders that I put on kind of mix in with the, you know, with the actual wash light, you know. So I use black, white, dark green, dust wash from Humbrol, which was really, really neat actually. It's not sort of too in your face, but again, I'm just sort of just thinning out the green, and it'll just literally just find its own way into the cracks, you know. And once you've got, you know, that'll dry a lot lighter anyway, but once you know, you put in all your sort of greenery bushes here and there, and it looks really good. I'm just gonna try and move it forward a little bit. I'll just move this out of the way. Just bear with me a second. Just, you know, you can see the, you know, the colours that I've put on before. Like if you look just sort of just down here, this area, you can see the black, the green, the brown, you know, the dust wash, and just literally when you put it on and then just sort of dab some thinners over the top, looks really, you know, really effective, to be honest. So that's basically how I sort of use weathering for this. I do like doing oil painting weathering, but that's more sort of for, you know, my coach, my wagons and stuff like that. You know, I'll use the oil painting stuff, but things like, you know, this rock face and that, you know, you can't beat using washes, because, you know, if you think you've put too much on, you can just literally just dab thinners on, and it just literally just, yeah, does what it says on the tin, thins it out, and, you know, makes it look really nice. So I'm just going to move my tin out of the way. So I just want to give you literally a last overview, but I say most of the scatters I've used so far are from, you know, from Geek Gaming, and most of the static well, all the static grasses from WWS. There is some Woodland Scenics and WWS scatters as well. So I'm just literally, all I've got to do is just wait for this bridge to come, you know, especially this top one, because then I can get some trees from the model tree shop. I said, you go check them out. They've got some really good stuff and a, you know, really reasonable price, especially when you look at, you know, prices, I don't know, of some trees from that are sort of made from China and that. And if you compare the two, it's, you know, very comparable. And the trees are way, you know, literally 1,000% better from the model tree shop. But I've got, you know, again, just building up the layers of the scenery, and it's looking, I think you agree, I think you know, at the end of the day, the only person that has to be happy with this is me. Excuse me, I had a bloody frog in the throat this morning. But I'm gonna keep working on this waterfall because I'm not there yet with it. It looks good, but you know, I think it'll look, you know, much better once I've got the resin in and all the splashes coming up from the water going in. And it's another one of my homemade scenery pieces, but it's looking, I think, really nice. Just trying to give you an overview of everything of sort of how it looks. So I'm just literally going to tie this section off because I'm just, I said, hopefully the bridges will come either today or tomorrow. Really hoping. It was the first thing I ordered and seems to be the last thing that's come. Like I say, I just want to sort of show you everything. So I'm just literally, I'm sort of mesmerised by it now. I think I'll be even more so once I sort of get the resin pour in. And so that's the two big things really, is the bridges and the resin pour. And, you know, the rest is kind of, you know, trees and all that. And it's just keep building the scenery up, you know. It's all about using as many different colours as you can and you know, not just having it sort of flat, like, you know. The other thing I did want to actually, talking of flat and scenery, is these these foam blocks. You got two sorts. You got the brown ones and you got the green ones. I totally recommend you buy the green ones. You can see them on eBay, florist foam blocks. Green ones are much better to use. They're not so gritty. The brown ones were quite, yeah, it just made a right old mess and all that. So I'm just going to leave you, I think, with that shot there. And there'll be another instalment, I'm hoping, quite soon, because, like I said, as soon as the bridge is here, I want them built, get them in place. So I'm literally then just ready to do the water pour. But, you know, the waterfall's looking okay. I'm not 100% happy with it at the moment, but I'm going to keep working on that. And then we'll see how this other one dries. I might swap them out. It just depends, but I'm sure I'll let you guys know. But seriously, not bad for a guy with no fingers, eh? Not bad at all. You know, it's just, you do what you can with what you got, you know. And yeah, really pleased. Can't stop looking at it myself. So I shall leave it there, and I shall see you on the next installment, guys. Look after yourselves.